Right, we're on. So how the devil are you? I've not done a film on this channel for quite a while now, and we're now in the middle of September and it's getting towards the last few days of summer, and the weather's all over the place at the moment. One minute it's grey and cloudy, next minute we've got blue skies, jacket on, jacket off, shorts, which we've got on now, shorts off, trousers on. You know the score, but it is pretty good big fish weather at the moment, and you can probably tell from behind me that I'm at the Foundry in Lincoln, one of the venues that I've done quite a few vlogs on over the last few years. Some of you might be getting a little bit bored of seeing this venue in some of my vlogs, but you can't ever accuse me of only ever fishing the same water, because I do a lot of different vlogs on lots of different venues, not all on this channel, sometimes on the other channel, sometimes on the Avid channel, sometimes on DNA's channel, and all sorts of different things. So, you know, you can't get bored of fishing this water. I certainly aren't, and there's a lot of big fish in here for me to still catch as well. Even though I've had a ticket for a couple of years, they're not easy to get out of here. And of the top 10 fish, to give you a little bit of an idea, I think there's only about 3 that I've caught so far. So there's a lot of big ones in here for me to catch. But this particular year, after doing my last vlog on here, I think it was in the springtime in May, the lake shut for 6 weeks, and by that time I got myself a new ticket, so I really got into that ticket, not too far away from this venue, 160 acre big pit, proper fishing out of boats, fishing for some decent big fish as well. Completely different contrast to this lake, because this lake's quite pressured, a lot of people walking around here, you've got a lot of rules in place, whereas the other lake, it's quite a relaxed environment, it's quite an old school venue where you've not got a great deal of rules in place, so it's been a completely different contrast to fishing here. So once I got into that lake, when this lake reopened at the beginning of July, I decided I'd stay on the big water until the big one got caught. And the big one got caught only a couple of 3 weeks ago by Martin Wassell, 45 £12. Now that particular lake, I have done a vlog on, not on this channel, but on the Avid channel. So if you're interested in taking a look at that, I'll put a link up somewhere for it. I think it was called Big Water Carping, or How to Fish Big Waters. I will be doing some other vlogs on there during the course of the autumn and the winter, because there's a lot of fish in there still for me to catch. But if I'm honest, this lake, it's always got that pull, and I knew it was fishing quite well. So once the big one got caught from there, I was straight back over here. It was the 3rd week in August, I think, when I came back on here, and that's what this particular vlog today is going to be about. It's going to be about that session, because that particular session, I went on to catch some nice fish during the course of it. I was down for 3 days and I had a nice welcome back. I literally drove into the car park, and the first swim that I came to, I saw 3 fish show straight away, and that swim is called doubles. It's probably my most favourite swim on the lake. Knowing what it's like in doubles, when there's fish showing, there's always a good chance of you catching fish. So I didn't even walk around the rest of the lake. I just went and got my gear, set up in there. Within the first 24 hours, at first light in the first morning, I caught a 39-12 common, a really beautiful carp, a really thick set fish, very broad across its shoulders, not too long, but a really strong fighting fish, which put up a fight for about 15-20 minutes or so. So I was really glad to get that one in. And during the course of the rest of the day, I caught a nice 22-pound mirror as well. But the next 24 hours, I decided to stay in there, because there's always a good chance of a big fish in that swim. I decided to stick it out and see what's what, and didn't get anything. But the next morning, I saw a lot of fish showing in front of the swim where we are today, which is called the Boards. And this particular swim, I'd never fished before, even though it's got a really good track record of doing big fish. But the main reason why I've not fished it is because it's right next to the track, and there's a lot of members on here that's got dogs, and in the past I've always got a reactive dog with me, so it made it a little bit difficult to fish this swim. But on this occasion, I've not got the dog with me, so I thought, right, let's get around there, see if we can catch a carp out of this swim. And I ended up catching some really nice fish, which topped off the session with one that just went over 40 pounds. And that particular fish is the main focus of this film today, because that fish put up an absolutely colossal fight. Now, I do get accused from time to time of playing fish like a girl, because there's not a great deal of bending my rod when you can see from my head cam and stuff like that. But to be fair to me, I've caught quite a few fish in my career from a lot of different waters over a lot of different years. So we've all got our own ways of how we play fish. Some people like to really bully them in, some people like to play them like girls, and I like to think I'm somewhere in between, even though it doesn't always replicate it in the footage that you see. But the last fish, it fought for over 30 minutes, and when I first saw it, quite early into the battle, I thought it was a really big fish. And when I ended up catching it, which was about 20 odd minutes later, it was a new 40 pounder from the lake. So I thought that'd be a great topic to look at today. A new 40 pounder, a really striking fish, but a really hard battling fish. I can't put it into words how that fish fought. You can only see the footage. You're going to look at the footage, because I've just looked at it back, and it doesn't look like my rod's bending. I threw out half the fight, but believe me, it was a really strong fighting fish, and hopefully it's going to give you guys that's out there that don't go fishing a great deal your carp fishing fix for the week. You know, I recognise not everybody gets out fishing all the time. I'm out here all the time, so instead of just doing a vlog whereas I did this, I did that, I thought it'd make a nice little topic to talk about today. So you're going to have a lot of footage today of one particular fish. But without further ado, what I'm going to do is talk you through this swim, because this is the swim where I caught that fish from. We're now 3 weeks on from then. It's about to rain now as well, so I'm just going to pack the camera away, and in a few moments time, once this has stopped, I'll talk you through the spots in this swim, tell you about the features that I fished to, and tell you about the tactics that I used to catch that lovely 40-pound mirror. Okay then, this is the board swim, and as I've already said, this swim's got a good track record of producing some of the bigger fish in this lake. There's not many swims on this lake that consistently do certain fish, so it's hard to target them. But this swim and the one opposite, which is called bailiffs, these have got a long track record of doing some of the bigger fish. Now the main reason that I've come in here is because I've seen fish showing here this morning. The main feature on this swim is around about 28 to 30 wraps, where there's a long strip of gravel, a nice consistently hard area that does a lot of big fish. But the reason why I came in this swim is because there was a lot of fish showing under 20 wraps, where I don't know what lies at that sort of distance. So with me coming in the swim for the first ever time, I had to rely on just chucking at the fish as they were showing. Now with them showing so frequently, what I didn't want to do is spook them out the swim. So I didn't put the marker float out there, I didn't put any spot out there, I didn't get the boat and start baiting over the top of them. All I did is just set up 3 rods with single hook baits. When I saw a fish, I just cast it towards the areas where the rings were. The last thing you want to be doing is creating too much disturbance, casting too much. You know, on this lake, it sees a lot of pressure, so where there's a lot of casting, a lot of spods going out, or somebody going out in the boat and clonking around, they soon do the off. So I didn't want that to happen. So what I was going to do is just leave those rods out there with 3 single hook baits on for the duration of the day. I got into the swim about 10:30 in the morning, got the rods out for about 11 o'clock, and I was just going to leave them in place for about 6 hours. It gets dark at this time of the year around about 7 o'clock, so what I was going to do is leave them till about 6 o'clock. If nothing happened, then I was going to get the marker float out, have a feel around, see if I could find any areas that looked a little bit better than the others, and then put some spot out there. Now with me only having another night left of the session, what I didn't want to do is put a load of bait out there and just sit on it. I've not got the time to do that, so it's just going to be a case of putting 3 or 4 spoms around each rod, trying to keep it as tight as I possibly could, just fishing for one bite at a time. A mix of bug boilies, little 8 millers and some corn. And they left it like that, just fishing a PB wafter over the top. And it didn't take long for me to get my first bite, which turned out to be a 36-pound mirror. Now once I got that one in the net and I'd done the photographs, I put the rod back out there, and only a few moments later the right hand rod was away, which turned out to be a fish which just did not want to give up. It fought for over 30 minutes. The footage that you're going to see now is the full fight from my head cam from when I turned it on. It's probably not going to be as exciting for you guys watching it as it was for me playing the fish, but if you've not been out on the bank for a long while, then you might want to watch it all the way through. An absolutely stunning mirror and a new 40-pounder for the lake. I'll let the footage of the bite and the fight take over from here, and hopefully I shall catch up with you again real soon. Board swim, first ever session. Moved over from doubles earlier on today. Saw a lot of fish in here this morning and moved down here probably about 11 o'clock. A lot of fish boshing in front, and they've not been so active since I put the rods out though. As soon as I got the rods out, they stopped showing, and then we're on 6:30 now in the evening and the right hand rod's just gone. I actually had the rods out as soon as I got in the swim, just on singles, and then probably about 2 hours ago I put some bait out. Nothing happened on the singles, and then as soon as I put the bait out, then I've had this bite. Picked me up from in line with the chimney over there, so right hand rod in that sort of direction, and then, as is always the case on the Foundry, it's taken me right round to the left. They always pick you up on one side of the swim and then go right round to the other side. Proper scrappers. And this one has really taken some line off me as well. It was all slappy tap 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 and all over the place to start with, and then it's taken a bit more line and hit a little bit of weed. Gone underneath one of my rods as well, or through the line I should say, but I managed to sort it out. And at the minute it's not doing a great deal, so just going round on a tight line. If I had to hasten a guess, I'd say it's not a big fish, but I have been surprised on here, so I'll remain optimistic. I'll tell you what as well, playing them off this platform in this swim, it's nice. Well, it feels nice at the minute. When it's underneath the rod tips, I don't know with all these lines about. I'll tell you in a bit. If I get that close. I had to get a bite off this rod though. There was just too many fish showing. There's so many fish jumping. I've only got a night left, and I've already had 2 fish out of that swim. That was in before doubles, so always a risk moving out of an area. Right, let's get this net down here. I've always been told by the bailiffs that this is a decent swim for good fish, same as bailiffs opposite me, but I've never fished it because it's really close to the path, and having a dog with me for so many times, most of last year when I was fishing on here, it was hard to fish here because the dog were a bit reactive, especially to other dogs. So it kind of put me off because it's only quite, the path behind this swim is quite small or quite narrow, so anybody walking past with a dog was always going to come into contact with my dog, is what I mean. Oh, where are we going now with this? Don't pick the other rod up, please. Quite a few fish out today. Roger Bacon down in Moz's has had, he's had 3 today. Conditions have been pretty good. Pressure's not brilliant, but light drizzle, bit of wind, overcast, lots of fish showing, so pretty good conditions. let's see what we got on the end of this. If I had to hasten a guess, I'd say it's not that big, but you can never tell. It's plodding about a bit now, but early in the fight it didn't feel that big really. And I do play him like a girl, as I've said many times before in my vlogs. These margins are quite deep, so could be a good scrap down here. Where he's going. Going again. He is. It's a problem with having your lines pretty close together. Going again. These fish really do fight though. They really do. Roger was saying earlier on this morning about the fish that he's been catching are just 10 minutes, 15 minutes each battle, even with 20 pounders. You do scrap. Looks like we're going to get a soaking in a minute, a bit of rain. See if we can get it in before it arrives. I haven't really got it close yet. There we go, it's going again. Thankfully they've moved this. There was a tree down here to the right, but they've moved that, taking it out. I mean, this one hasn't gone down to the right, but some of the lads fish out to the middle from this swim, and you can imagine at 30 wraps, if they go around in an arc, you hook one of these big uns, and that tree caused a few problems. But this one I've only hooked pretty close in, but it's still giving a good account of itself. Not even got a sighting of it yet. Oof, that looks alright to me. Ooh, that does look alright. One of the bruisers. There, going again. He is. Oh. He's off again. I'll take this one slowly because that looked alright to me, that did. There's so many big fish in here though. No idea which one it is. It looks like a mirror, but as I get older, my brain tells me fibs. She's chugging about a bit. I don't know about tiring the fish out, but it's tiring me out. Going again, that is. Big grey mirror, dark grey. What a battle. At the minute, this is a right chugger. Get his head up. Come on. Going again. He's only down there now. God, it went far out. Down here. Come on. Come on, boy. Start talking to it. Get away from that other line. God. There's plenty of these good ones due out. these big mirrors and the big commons. Maybe not as big as I was thinking. Looks alright though. When I first saw it I thought, blimey heck, that's one of the giants. Oh, fish showing down there. Yeah, when I first saw it I was like, is that one of the huge boys? But some of these big 30s fight well as well in here. A lot of big 30s as well there are. A lot of big boys. They don't look too bad though. He's going again, isn't he? No, not yet. This way, boy. Come on, you come this way. Please. Come on. This way, not that way. Not that way. God, I'm going to run out of head camera in a minute, I think. The way this is fighting. You don't want to come in at all. That left-hand rod is proving to be a bit of a pain. I might have to lift it up in a minute, I think. Right, come on. Over here. Over here, boy. Nope, he's not ready yet. Still not ready. Oh. Oh no, come on. God, I don't want to come in. God, I've had him close in and now he's right out there again. God, Bennett. What a boy. Come away from them other rods. Been a lot of big fish out this last week. A lot of big ones. It's like a switch has been flicked with them. I bet I've had this on for 20 minutes, I reckon. Still ain't ready. All I seem to be doing is left hand pressure Oh, Bennett, what a scrap. It's got to be half decent. Can't do this if it's one of the babies. God, my legs are nearly dead. Right to the right again. Oh, it's going again. Flipping heck. You got to be getting tired soon, boy. I certainly am. It's going again. No way. Freaking hell. Freak's sake. I've not had a fish fight like this out of here. Oh no. Don't go that way. Here we go again, back round in an arch. In an arc. Let's get these lines up and out of the way. See if that'll help me. Oh, no, it's still going around to the right. Definitely not tired yet. Can't be far off now. It's not foul hooked, I've seen it. I'm intrigued to know what it is. See how big it is. God, some right vortex is coming up off it. It certainly ain't ready yet. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Look at the vortexes on it. What a fight. No, it's a linear. There's a mirror. I think it's got linear scaling, I think. Like that. Looks like it has. What a fight. Oh, feet. Well, it ain't lucky. It looks like either Mitchell's lockdown or no, it won't be that one. I was thinking. There's two big linears in here. Mitchell's lockdown are the big ones, and then there's another one that's 41, 42-ish, which I had earlier in the spring, but I don't think it's that one. Don't know. This is ridiculous. I've never known a fish fight like this from this lake. Come on. Oh my God. Right, he is definitely close now. Oh, the lid's finally come off and all. Yes, you absolute beauty. Oh, you absolute beauty. This one's gone 40, so mega. Beautiful carp. Absolutely mint. How's about that one? That is lovely. What a fight. I must have had it on for, I don't know, 30 minutes, something like that, probably longer than that. Mega fight. Don't even know which carp it is yet. Stunning fish. Look at that for a carp. Wow. Absolutely awesome thing. I don't know if you can see it properly because of the light. That is stunning. Right, let's get some shots done. Mega. Magnificent fish, there it is. Look at it. Lovely old carp. What a fight on it as well.